Hello, my friends, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and whatever you like to call yourselves. I am still bad with intros, but I am Parzival's Judgment. I also go by Will, and I am here with another short sketchbook video for you. This is another one of the thinner ones that I found in the giant sketchbook haul I have. This, I believe, was a sketchbook that I used during the summer for summer classes. This is absolutely larger than I normally use. It's a Strathmore 400 series, 9x12, and I remember distinctly using this for 2 different summers. So there's a jump in the art at some point within the sketchbook. This was started in summer of 2016, I believe, and then summer of 2015, and then summer of 2016, because this is the very minimum from my previous school, because that is from, I remember getting this when I was in my last university. So this is actually a sketchbook that I have cut down quite a bit. I don't know. My lighting is very poor when I actually move it up because of the shadows, but you can see that it's actually quite thin, so it's a very short sketchbook in terms of length. But it's just because, as I've said many times previously, I don't work well with big sketchbooks, so I never really finished this one, and I basically unbound this and took out the extra pages and cut them down to a smaller size and then tied them back together. So this has been cut down and rebound, but I figured I would show it to you just so I have it on record, and because I enjoy showing people my sketchbooks. So yeah, this is definitely from, I did a figure drawing class, but for fashion, mostly because I'm in the suburbs during the summer, and it is actually rather difficult to find a college that will do figure drawing classes, so I took what I could get, even if it was a distorted figure drawing class for fashion, because at the very least they had a live model, and I love drawing from live models. It's something that I really never want to miss out on, but I can only really find those when I'm close to schools, and sometimes not even then, because it might be restricted to art students who are actually attending those schools, and I'm not attending that particular school, or it costs money that I don't have. So yeah. So this was notes for the fashion figure, which is actually different than the normal figure. The fashion figure is actually taller than a standard human figure and has specific bends and curves in certain areas. It's mostly focused on very long legs. This is more studies of the body and how many heads high or tall it is, based on different sorts of like circles and head types. And this is when we really started getting into drawing from the model. And I'm going to adjust the camera real quick. Excuse me. This is rather difficult to see. Okay. There we go. So this is when we really started drawing from the model, and this was maybe not my first time drawing from the model, but I hadn't done in a while. This is several years ago for me, so it was 2014 or 15, maybe. It was not 16. I know it wasn't 16. But yeah, so I was still learning at that point, but it was just a real nice exercise to actually start drawing from models. This was notes on the S-curve that you can kind of see at the top here. And another 15-minute pose from the model drawing. I mostly, when I draw from models, I focus on the gesture and the general pose, as opposed to actually getting the features 100% right, and that's probably something I need to work on. But I like getting the general movement of the lines in there. And even when I was slightly more stiff than I am now, I liked to do that. This is a 15-minute pose I turned into my OC Emery, because we were allowed to change the model into other characters if we got bored with actually drawing the actual model. A bunch of hand gestures that I did for class, learning how to do fingers and stuff. A bunch of fashion shoes and breaking down the shapes of the foot, which is like a circle for the heel, a triangle for the toes, and then a square for the base. And the way different styles distort the shoe, especially when it's on a heel. So the higher it is on a heel, the more it can be distorted. And this is just a weird exaggeration of that, which I don't particularly like, but it was a good thing to keep a note of. And these are more feet drawings, just to get used to drawing feet. Another model pose. I kind of regret now that I'm looking back on it not drawing the chair or the figure that she was sitting on. At the time I thought it was too hard for me, but I really just regret not doing it because I feel like I could have pushed myself and learned more from that. Random sketches of my characters at the time. I think this was a 15-minute headshot pose, according to my notes here. And yeah, I wasn't super great at drawing realistically back then. I'm still not, but I did try. I'll give myself that. Another model pose of that I turned into my OC Leia. Another model pose that turned into my OC Emery. I really hated this jacket. It had the weirdest baggy shape and was not flattering, and I could not draw it very well, but I like the shading on it because it looks kind of interesting. I really need to work on shading more, but I was working with colors at the time and learning how they work together. Another 20-minute pose that was based on shading and value and dark shadows, and I turned this into my friend's OC Fire Hazard. Blank page, because I think I had bleed on it. Another model pose, which is based on which I did based on heavy shadows and working with the folds of her clothes. Hunger Games OCT stuff. I don't remember what this is. I think I was having some sort of weird anxiety attack at the time, but I was trying to draw someone with curly hair. This is a sketch of my OC Rosalie that I later turned into a marker drawing with marker paper. So I had the underlying sketch here, and then I put the marker paper over top of it and colored on that. Another sketch that I turned into a drawing on marker paper, so this is just the sketch. I don't know if I have the finals, I'll have to look for them. Notes on texture. Another pose. We did a lot of drawings from magazines in this class, so we took a lot of poses from magazines and tried to replicate them because it was a fashion class, and I wasn't necessarily good at all of them. I really wish that I could have actually pushed myself a little bit more to do more of them and learn, but I tried. I kind of wish I had tried more a little bit, but another picture of my OC Leia. I really liked this speckled pattern because the model was wearing this really flowery top and we were challenged to try and draw it, so I tried to speckle it all and it turned out pretty nice. I like this, but because of the way everything else is shaded, it just kind of makes the rest of it look flat. Another figure drawing, this time with a male model. Same male model, though he had straightened his hair that day, or was wearing a wig, I don't remember, but his hair went from curly to straight. I turned male model into one of my OCs because I liked the suit idea and wanted to draw my OC in it. This one, the model had a fan, so I tried to be less strict with my lines and sketched with pencil and then did a more thin, loose line art on top of it, which is a little bit different than my normal thick line art at the time. This was a jewelry and accessory study that we did where we were trying to capture color in the accessories, and some concept stuff for our final fashion project, which we had to do like 5 outfits that had a bunch of different textures in it. And I thought of doing the group from one of my superhero concepts, but I ended up switching it because I didn't think there were enough textures in it. More sketches of my OC. This is his fairy form stuff that I've been working with. He is a disgusting monster because I love that. Some sort of comic that I tried to do full page and never finished because it was too big. Thumbnails. Oh, this is, I think, around here is when I started switching and using this for the comic class the summer afterwards, because this, I remember distinctly, was homework for that comic class, where we had to take a page of script from the X-Files and turn it into a one-page comic. And I chose one of the pages where the doctor is telling the character that he doesn't have any drugs in his system and doesn't seem to be missing a kidney, even though the guy woke up in a bathtub full of ice with stitches on his back. This was gesture drawings from the comic class when we did drawings from the screen. So he had a slideshow and we did figure drawing online, basically. Another gesture drawing. This one was in more like a dried art black marker as opposed to the pen I was using, but I was trying to sketch in pen around there. Another one in pen. Another one in pen. This one was on a box, and this one was at an angle. I don't really have much to say about these gesture drawings except for the fact that they were gesture drawings. I think this one was 2 different ones I tried to fit on the same page because they were smaller-ish. And then I think these were probably shorter gesture drawings because I believe what happened was we started long. Oops. Because this was a 2-person pose, excuse me, I hit the camera. So I think we started long and then started going shorter and shorter because people weren't really used to gesture drawing at all in that class. And so we started long and went shorter as opposed to starting short and going long. This is thumbnails for the final I did for that comic class, which was to take a longer script and turn it into a 3 to 7 page comic. And I chose, I believe one of my other sketchbooks had some thumbnails from that too. As I said earlier, I chose the, I chose the script that my brother did for film, and it was called Through the Tree's Eyes, and a link to that will be in the description. It is a horror suspense themed web series, web short, and it's pretty good. And these are my designs that I basically recycled from old OCs because I didn't want to make up someone brand new just for this, of the concepts for who would work for the character of Benedict. And I ended up liking this outfit, but not this hair because it wasn't significant enough to stand out. So I ended up going with Luke as the base and then putting him in the Benedict outfit that I had put on, the green one, which wasn't really a Benedict outfit, but it was the one that I had stuck this character in. Some notes and script lines, and then my final drawing this was this little Sharpie doodle that I did freehand of, I believe that is my OC North, who is a spirit folk. And yeah, that is the last drawing here. It is not a very long sketchbook, and I think I rambled a lot through this when I really didn't need to, but yeah, I figured I would share it with you. So yeah. As per usual, if you have any topics or questions for me that you want me to talk about or want me to answer, you can leave those in the description, or in the comments below. Anything I have mentioned in here will be in the description. And you can contact me on any social media, which are also in the description. So yeah, I thank you for all your support. Bye!